You're going, what the?
I know.
How did I get to
It's be over here.
Oh, it's horrible. Hey, it's Doc Thompson and Brad Staggs to tell you about a different way to shed those pounds. This is brand new tech. It's only been around for a couple of years or so. It was based on research from the University of California that said there's a molecule called OEA that's found naturally in your body. It produces it in the Mediterranean diet, that when taken in concentrated amounts, it will actually make you feel fuller and boost your metabolism.
I've lost about 10 pounds so far.
It's amazing.
It
now,
really is cool.
A company said, we can take this to market and make this great product that'll help you. It's called RiduZone, RIDUZone.com, RIDUZone.com. It's Brad's worked. It's worked for Brad's, worked for me, countless other people. Go to RiduZone.com and try today. You're going to love it. RiduZone.com. Remember that, RIDUZone.com.
There's a new food show sheriff in town, Podna. Trey's Chow Podcast Live will feature celebrity chefs and pitmasters with celebrity mixologists with creative cocktail menus from distilleries statewide. We'll have farmers, ranchers, wildlife experts, fishermen, and more, all for the culinary world and the foodies. Live from the Spoonie Studios on the iHeartRadio platform, Trey's Chow Podcast Live.
And here we are, everybody, again live on Spoonie with Trey's Chow Down Live. And today it's Chef Keith Button Hicks. What's going on, brother?
What's up, Trey?
Hey, baby.
How you doing, baby?
Doing great, buddy.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. And what a cool setup you got
Thank
here,
you,
Trey.
man. I appreciate it, brother. They worked hard on this. They
yes,
really
they
did.
This is smooth.
It's smooth, isn't it?
Spoony side smooth.
That's right. Spoonie side smooth. We're going to give the chefs a voice. You know, chefs have to work so hard in the kitchen and out in public. And I created this show to give them a voice, to talk to everybody out there in radio and TV land, and tell everybody how they got to where they started, how they got to where they are, and how they started.
That's what's up.
That's it.
What's up.
So let's get started with you.
Let's get started with me. Let's get it going.
So when did you realize that you wanted? Well, let's start off. Before you were a chef, what'd you do before you were a chef?
Well, before I was a chef, I was a national eater.
A national leader.
Yeah. And so, like so, and that's the cool thing about, chefing is, people got to eat.
That's right. They do.
People got to eat. So, you got to if you get in there and just do your craft right, you're going to have some eaters.
That's right.
But I think I know where you were going. So I was in the military.
Okay.
I was in the Army.
That's right. And what'd you do in the Army? I love this story.
Yeah.
I remember the first time you told me this story, I didn't believe you. And I said, come on, man. Finally, you convinced me. It was the truth.
Yeah. So I was a veterinarian technician in the Army.
Yeah.
And, got off the plane, and I had went to school like in D.C.
Right.
Got off the plane, and the guy was like, I said, man, I can't wait to get over there to the, over there and, mess with the dogs and stuff.
Yeah.
The guy goes, dogs? You ain't gonna be messing with no dogs. I was like, huh? He said, you can be messing with goats. I was like, what? What? And I mean, we had just left like the farm, like the week before. My spit shine boots was all dirty and muddy, and I was like, man, I'm so glad I ain't gonna be working with farm animals. And here we are, dealing with the goats. And so, they were. It was very much so needed. So it was, the doctors, and we did several courses, advanced trauma life support and special forces medics. And,
they'd work on the goats to learn, right?
Work on the goats to learn.
Right. And they would take that and go to combat.
Right.
What's needed.
Right. So they, do some, some combat medicine and type stuff out there in the field.
And why goats? But why?
Well, because their body features and structure is a lot like the humans.
Okay,
the way it's
cool.
set up and stuff,
So,
the veins and stuff like that. So.
And how many of those did you have to manage out there? How many did they have there?
Well, I mean, each course was probably like about, we get like about 36, in at a time and stuff. So
that's a lot.
Yeah, that was a lot.
That's a lot of goating.
That was a lot of goating.
You goat herder, you.
That's right. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, but so it was like I did that, and then I went back up to Fort Dix. Kind of lost my esprit de corps because it was a reserve post at the time. And,
sure.
At that time, the mess halls were contracted out to civilians.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I mean, once I got out, I was like, all right, cool. Oh, brother man better get a job. So I was like, went in there, put an application that I could cook because I cooked at home.
Right.
And got in there, started hustling. Here we are. Never been classically trained.
Right, never.
And don't you say we can tell. But yeah, so that's how it all started, man. And here we are. That was in 95.
Yeah, but you worked your way up, and now you've done all kinds of stints.
Journeyman. Yep.
Journeyman. I know you got Buttons. Buttons is doing well. Buttons Soul Food. And you and I both know that the way you feel about food, it's a soul. It goes to the soul, you know.
It's all about the soul. It's all about the soul. And, you know, we talk about that like every nationality has their soul food,
right?
You know? And so, did I do that right?
Yeah.
and so then, you know, so it's like, you know, like we go out and eat like Chinese food. This is like their soul food. We eat Italian food. That's their food. That's their soul food.
Right.
And so, you know, when you say soul, it's like food that was nourished, put together by the grandmothers or the moms,
right,
just to get little Johnny up and rocking and rolling.
Right.
And so that's what it is. So at first I was like, wow, soul food. I don't know if you want to tag soul food. Then I was like, man, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, so here we are. We're running 10 years strong.
10 years strong. You have live music. How many nights a week?
Live music Wednesday through Sunday.
Wednesday through Sunday.
Yeah.
And your sound system there is awesome.
And it just got more awesome. We just like put some bamboos. We put some boom boom in there. And
did you?
Cleaned it up a little bit. It's really nice.
I got to come
really
check
nice.
that out.
It's super, super clean.
And you're famous for your chicken and waffles.
Chicken and waffles, you know, yes. And, you know, people thought that was like the crazy. And I still get people like, man, I don't get it. The chicken and waffles, right. I don't get it. I was like, man, it's really a cool concept. Because you got the saltiness, crispy skin, flavored chicken.
Right.
And then, you know, then you've got that sweet waffle with my blueberry infused butter.
That stuff is awesome.
And then my 2 syrups.
That's right.
That I put together. You know, I'm not gonna tell you what it is, you know, but that's some secrets.
That's right.
And then, you know, then you've got that you know, little bitterness with the collard greens.
Right.
So it kind of like pow all across the tongue.
And you got the best collard greens I've ever had in my life, still to this day.
I dig them. I really like them.
That picture you posted on social media that day, were you doing collard greens? Is that what you were doing?
Yes.
Yeah. My God,
yes.
That was a lot of collard greens.
Yes. Yeah. And I was like, you know, when it went down, I was like, Saul, I really appreciate you, brother, because, you know, like to go through like 3 cases, and I mean, you know, chefs, we still cook and get down, you know, but when you have to do the big prep, the super prep,
right,
that's a cool thing. So that night I pulled an all night. I was doing pot roasts and greens, and you know, just took a couple pictures, but it was cool.
Crazy. So you were at Ovations. I met you at Ovations, and how long? How long? 15 years ago. How long ago was that?
Ovations, yeah, about 15, 12, 13 years ago.
Yeah, and you went from Ovations to Buttons. And y'all created Buttons, and then you had and Buttons. You started off in Fort Worth, and you had a few. You tried a few other places,
right? Yeah, and let's you want to talk about those?
Yeah,
let's talk about the Fort Worth Keith journey.
Yeah.
So when I got here, I started off at the Worthington,
right?
And I went there, man, and there was this cat trying to tell me how to hold my knife. I was like, bro, you don't even have teeth.
He had no teeth?
He didn't even have teeth. He said they're trying to tell me how to hold my knife.
Oh, God.
And I mean, I wasn't smelling myself or nothing, but I was just left the West Coast. It was at Wolfgang Puck's Cafe, and, you know, was working at a Rainforest Cafe.
Oh, yeah.
So I was up and coming, feeling good. And this cat trying to tell me how to hold a knife. And, bro, you can't even chew with your cutting.
That's pretty good, Keith.
Yeah, so I was just like, okay, all right, bro. So I went downstairs and walked across the street to Risky's. This guy smoking cigarettes. Like, yo, man, are you hiring over there? I was like, you know, think I get some barbecue. He said, no, we're not hiring. He said, but they're hiring across the street. And that was the Chop House.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's when I went over there and I started at the Chop House just as a line cook.
Was it Zach Center?
Zach wasn't there yet. It was it was my boy Brent Johnson, who owns Real Mambos.
Okay.
And
Zach bought it afterwards.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And so I worked there, started as line cook, worked my way up to Chef de Cuisine. Thank you, Chef Chris Ward. Chris Ward was, gracious enough to entrust me with his baby. And or in Brent's baby.
Sure.
And, he allowed me to rock it. And so it went from there to, I don't know what happened after that. I went from there to Lauderdale's on the lake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a wild.
That was a wild ride.
That was a crazy ride. I was just like, man, what is this? Insane. Circus. Straight circus for a summer. Yeah. I was so glad that at the end of the summer when we put our key in there, that key did not turn. It was like, and I was like, thank you, Lord, let me off this ride.
They locked her down.
Locked it down. Your services are no longer needed at Lauderdale.
That's right.
So I left that and went to work with Brent a little bit, a couple of little while, Real Mambo's.
Right. But you're still doing really well. They're doing
Yeah. Real Mambo's Cantina downtown.
Yeah.
And then I was a chef at Gunsmoke.
Okay. Where was Gunsmoke?
It was behind the original Fuzzies.
I don't remember that.
Gunsmoke Grill and Saloon over there, over there off of Berry Street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was good. We came out, banging, and that was a good run. And went there from there to Kachunga's, then Ovations, then Buttons.
Yeah, and
I've been around.
You've been around. But you know what though? You know that build character.
Mm-hmm.
Experience.
Mm-hmm.
It built what you do and don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you do and you don't want to do.
Right.
And you don't want to do.
Right. And a divorce.
And a divorce.
So that in there.
Well, that
happens.
Chefing's hard anyway.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's whether you're moving around or not, It's hard anyway. So when you're not at work, what's your favorite thing to eat? And I know you told me this before because I did a video segment with you. But tell me again. I want everybody out there listening. What your favorite thing is? If you're not at
hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Who's got the best dog? I'm looking.
That's right.
And between that and sandwich, who's got a good sandwich? But the hot dogs.
Yeah, I know you love hot dogs because I do. That's why.
That's a beautiful thing.
That's right, isn't it?
It's a beautiful thing. I don't want to expand on that too much. Like you guys sit there talking about that, but yeah, that's.
But you know what's funny? You don't have one on the menu at Buttons.
I know. I had one.
You did?
I did.
I don't remember that. I'd eaten it.
It was a cool one.
Was it?
It was called, and I put it on the menu. It's called the Dirk Diggler.
What? Wait, the Dirk Diggler?
Yeah, cat. It was a 2-to-1.
Was it really?
It was an 8-ounce hot dog.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Did you sell a bunch of them?
I did.
The Dirk Diggler. Where'd that name come from?
I don't know. It just sounded good.
Keith.
I don't know. It just sounded really good.
So what is your favorite thing to cook? For anybody, like if someone said, Keith, I want you to wow me, I want you to cook my favorite thing. What would be your favorite thing to cook?
One of the things I really like is pastas.
You do like pastas?
I do like pastas. That's a cool. Anything saute, things of color. It's got a lot of color.
Yeah, all your dishes got lots of color.
Yeah, gravies. I love smothered. I love, but I really like pastas.
All your stuff is pops with color, but you and I both know that's one good thing about you is your presentation. You like to have everything pop and look great on the plate when it's presented. Yeah,
and I mean, like soul food doesn't necessarily have to be ploppy,
right?
And that's some of the stuff we're going to introduce on the new menu.
New menu
is some cooler stuff, and it's like you're really only as good as your team,
right?
So as your team starts to build and get stronger. And I mean, it's up to the leaders to make them stronger.
Sure.
But you're only as good as your team.
You can't run an operation that size without a team. There's just no way.
Right. So it's we're at the stage now that we're getting some I got some cats I'm ready to get in the foxhole with, and we're ready to take it to the next level. Yeah, and I did a video segment with you on Thanksgiving. How many covers did y'all do on Thanksgiving? We did, I would say probably about 600. Yeah, 600. 600. And that was only, and that was a short amount of time. How many hours was that? That was like from 11 to 4? 5, I think. 5, yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot. That was a lot of gobble gobble. And you run around trying to interview everybody. You sit 5 minutes with me. Yeah, and crazy. I did. And I was. Yeah, tell him. Yeah. You almost died. Actually, he almost died. That's the truth. Yeah, because because shortly after that, like 2 days after that, I went into the hospital. Yeah, for like about 10 days. I had pneumonia. You had pneumonia real bad. Right. I couldn't. You always answer the phone. I was trying to tell you about the segment was coming out. I couldn't find you. I mean, you weren't responding. Yeah. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Right. And I mean, I was back there like, has anybody seen my lungs? Has anybody seen my lungs? That's right. Hold on, Trey. I'm coming. I'll be out, Trey. That's right. That was bad. It was bad.
Did you actually feel like that? When I saw you that day, you hadn't hardly slept, so it was
right. And I mean, I knew it was crazy, man. I had my water bottle was sitting on the ground, and it just started dancing. It was doing figure eights. And
your water bottle was?
Yeah, and I mean, like me, I got the phone. I was like trying to record it, but it was like I was hallucinating because of the lack of oxygen.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, when I went in the hospital, it was like a 62 with that oxygen mix. Man, it was bad. But I'm here, and I'm on the show with Trey, and this is beautiful, man.
And you're going to get your new mini out pretty soon, correct?
Yes. That's coming, and probably one of the most anticipated. I mean, I got people like man, Keith, come on, man, really?
Yeah.
Still not yet. Yeah, so it's coming.
Can you tell us one of the dishes going to be on there that you worked on already?
Well, we're going to bring that button sauce.
Button sauce?
Yeah, the button sauce.
What is the button sauce?
Button sauce rib. It's that full beef rib.
Oh, kind of like on the Flintstones.
Yes, exactly.
So it's going to be a full beef rib.
Full beef rib, and then we'll pimp it out either with corn pudding or something cool. It's going to be nice.
Button sauce. I like that name.
The button sauce.
You just got if you read that, if I read that on the menu, I'd be like, oh, what is this? I got to have that.
Right. Yeah, because it's a big boy. So as big as I can get it, that's how we're going to serve it.
That's going to be awesome. Still going to have brunch?
Oh, yeah.
Your brunches are off the chain, by the way.
Yeah, our brunch is, right now we're running a Saturday brunch as well.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we got a Saturday brunch. It's running pretty much like the same time. And that comes equipped with a little DJ, so it's pretty cool.
Cool. And now the Sunday's the brunch buffet, right?
Sunday is a brunch buffet, and that's really cool also. We got usually like a little jazz band that goes with that, and we have a good time.
Well, that's what I was going to tell you. Even on your buffets are still very colorful. Y'all set everything up, and just everything is super fresh, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, and I mean that's the way it's got to be. People come through, and we've added a carving station to it now.
I filmed that. I filmed that cat who carving
Mike.
the hand.
Yeah, Big Mike.
That was a great video. Did you see it?
Yes, I did.
Boy, and the knife sounded good. Everything was just like.
Yeah. He, and that's like I said, that's just one of the added on things that we've done. We added the carving station, just give them a little bit. If we had more room in there, we would do a lot more.
Yeah.
Well,
it takes so much real estate to do everything you want to do, so you can only do what you can do.
Because you don't want to have more food out there than you get people.
Oh boy.
Right.
That wouldn't be good on the old food cost, would it?
Not at all. Not at all. And then we having those, it'll be another sit down talk. That's not pleasant.
No, it's not pleasant.
Yeah.
So you have a carving station.
Mm-hmm.
You have an omelet station.
Correct.
Is that right?
Correct.
They make fresh omelets.
Yes.
You've got the full buffet.
Full buffet.
Then behind the buffet, you have a sweet table too, right?
Yes.
And that's got all kinds of sweets. Everything is made in house.
Yes. Exactly.
Fresh. Daily. I've been there and seen it.
Yes, he has.
I've been poking around that kitchen. That's a big kitchen, and
that's a Pokemon kitchen.
That guy, the day I was in there, those guys, they didn't know who I was.
Right.
The cowboy, they were looking at me out of the side of their eyes. They weren't sure what I was doing. We had those cameras. They weren't sure what was going on.
What the hell's going on? Yeah.
And I filmed that one guy. He was cutting salmon, and it was so funny because he was cutting salmon. Somehow, I don't know. Somehow he got a piece of salmon right. It looked like a mole. It's a piece of salmon to come off.
Scale.
Oh no, but it wasn't scale. It was just like a little piece of red salmon. But he was dark, and it was right on his hand. It looked like a big old mole on his hand,
like a flesh mole.
Yeah, like a flesh. And we're filming, and we see that. And I'm like, we had to reshoot the whole thing because it was all you could do was focus on that what looked like a mole on his hand.
Right.
Run around as he was cutting that salmon.
What the hell they got going on over at Buttons?
The salmon looked really good.
Yeah,
looked really good.
Well, cool.
So, what is the most requested brunch dish at brunch? Not if it's not the buffet, but like off the menu. What's the most requested brunch dish?
The 1 Adam 12. 1 Adam 12. Be on pursuit, looking for oxtails. Those oxtails, man.
Are they really?
Yeah. There's probably about 1,000 cows spinning around in circles in the state of Texas looking for their tails.
Looking for their tails?
I got them, bro. I got them.
How do you go through the steps how you prepare oxtail?
Well, first of all, you make sure that your manufacturer, your provider sends them to you already cut.
Okay.
Yeah. He's like, bro, what am I supposed to do with these like hotels?
Oh, they said
like really, like I got the hotel, Trey.
they sent them to you.
Yeah, the hotel.
Oh my.
Yeah.
So that's good. Most of them are about
Right.
as long as this table.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just sitting there like, okay, what am I supposed to do with this? So you figure it out, but they come and they chop, 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 just like steaks. And of course, just like a lot of other meats that people don't eat, you find them down there at that quick sale, which is one of the bases of soul
They
food.
don't eat them because they don't want to try anything new because they're accustomed to being on the same track as their eating habits.
Exactly. And so that's kind of like how a lot of that soul food and stuff really got started. It was like a lot of food that was discarded, or thrown out, whether it be the feet, the tails, the snoots, the ears, the guts, It
is how soul food started, isn't it?
A lot of slaves took that stuff and worked miracles with it, just for nourishment.
Yeah, and it turned out to be damn good.
Turned out to be damn good. So once the cats found out, hey, these things are damn good.
That's right.
Oxtails and all that stuff, then the price shot up.
Right.
Price shot up to like about $5.99 a pound now. Whereas before they were like 80 cents a pound, something like that.
Wow. So you get them in, you make sure they're cut, obviously, and then what do you do from there?
You braise them.
Braise them.
Yeah, put them in a big skillet. I got a tilt skillet called Tom Brady.
You got a tilt skillet called Tom Brady?
Right, that's my go-to.
Is that your go-to?
She cooks the greens, all the big batches of stuff. If Tom Brady's out, we got issues.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so put them in there. Like usually go through about 6 cases at a time.
6 cases.
And braise them up, season them up, hit them with some veggies. Your potatoes, onions, celery, all that kind of cool stuff.
Now that you talked about your Tom Brady skillet, we're going to talk about something else because I'm going to talk about that thing that I remember. I was at an event one time. This is a really cool story, and you had a line. This is no bull on this deal, and you probably remember. But we're at a big event. I think it was at River Ranch.
Yeah,
and you had a line literally about 60, 70, 80 deep, and nobody else only had about 2 or 3 people in front of their booths.
Oh, I remember that.
It was you and Michael Thompson over there. You and him both had lines, but your line was really, really long. And I walked by and saw Josh, the guy who actually ran River Ranch.
Yeah.
And I said, and I just got there, and I just saw the line. I saw you, but trying to get your team trying to get everything out. And I said, what's in that skillet? And old Josh told me, he says, I don't know, but every time he brings that big old cast iron pot, it's filled with love because everybody wants what's in that pot.
Yeah, and that's, we call that our scoop and go. So that's, usually it's either the shrimp creole or the gumbo.
You've had that ever since I've known you, though.
Oh, yeah.
You hauled everywhere.
Yeah. It's getting hard. I got a gumbo competition this Sunday.
Where's that?
It's going to be at Poor Dave's Pub in Dallas.
Poor Dave's Pub in Dallas.
And I'm the reigning champ. Got to return to beat him down again.
Gonna beat him down again.
Gonna beat him down again.
So you make it. You make the stuff and you put it in that big cast iron pot.
Right. Yeah, the cast iron pot keeps it hot.
And y'all have that big thing. You dip it out of there. But the whole if you think about it, as you know, food is visual. If it looks good, it's going to taste good.
Exactly.
And just the whole thing of you dipping in that cast iron, it's about presentation is what it is.
Oh, for sure.
And it's about you dipping in that cast iron pot, dipping that stuff out, dipping it on there. And people just stand in line, a bunch of people to get whatever's in that pot.
Right.
It's amazing.
And that's that's the beautiful thing about cast iron too. A lot of people know this, but just in case they don't, it's like my grandmother. Okay, so I had two grandmothers. My grandmother from Alabama and my grandmother from West Virginia. So
right.
My grandmother from West Virginia is the one that named me Buttons.
Okay.
So so cool, man. She was a maid for probably the most prominent, richest white lady that was in Huntington, West Virginia. And I mean, she would take us over there and she would like babysit us. And I mean, she'd have to take us over there. And I just remember like, wow, like, the golden harps and baby grand piano. But the thing I remember the most was she would cook us food, like, just little scrambled eggs and toast.
Right.
And the toast and the scrambled eggs tasted so different.
Right.
And because it was made, she used fresh churned butter.
Uh-huh.
spread it on the toast and
right,
and scramble the eggs in it. And what a lasting memory that was. Just something so simple.
Cast iron skillets.
Yeah.
And fresh churned butter.
Fresh churned butter.
Well, if you don't have time to do that, could you imagine trying to get somebody to churn you butter now with a churner?
Oh, I can't even imagine. So then we'd go back there, and then my grandmother, like I said, in West Virginia, she was more of a classic type cook.
Hold on to that thought right there.
Classic cook.
We're gonna go to break, and we're gonna pick it up. We got a great after the break.
We had a break already.
This is the only 24-hour.
Take the pain out of ordering your diabetic testing supplies with Diathrive. Diathrive ships the testing supplies you need directly to you when you need them. Best of all, with plans starting as low as $8 a month, Diathrive is probably going to cost you less than what you're paying today. Diathrive is so convinced that you'll love their service, they're offering your first month of supplies free. Simply type the code DOC, D-O-C, at checkout. Diathrive.com. That's DIA Thrive.com.
Never Forgotten Apparel is more than just a premium women's and men's clothing line. It's a movement to remind us to wear American made and serve those who serve us, our heroes. Never Forgotten Apparel gives 20% of their total sales to nonprofits that support homeless veterans and off-duty firefighters, and 50% to individual veterans and firefighters in need nationwide. Check out neverforgottenapparel.com, use promo code DOC, and get 15% off your purchase. That's neverforgottenapparel.com.
Have you done it? You catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror?
I'm one of those people you don't want to see naked.
Yeah, most of us. But I mean, you look and you're going, what the?
I know.
How did I get to whatever?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. Hey there, it's Doc Thompson and Brad Staggs to tell you about a different way to shed those pounds. This is brand new tech. It's only been around for a couple of years or so. It was based on research from the University of California that said there's a molecule called OEA that's found naturally in your body. It produces it in the Mediterranean diet, that when taken in concentrated amounts, it will actually make you feel fuller and boost your metabolism.
I've lost about 10 pounds so far.
It's amazing.
It
now,
really is cool.
A company said, we can take this to market and make this great product that'll help you. It's called Riduzone, RIDUZone.com, RIDUZone.com. It's Brad's worked. It's worked for Brad's, worked for me, countless other people. Go to Riduzone.com and try today. You're going to love it. Riduzone.com. Remember that, RIDUZone.com.
And we're back on Spoonie Radio and TV with Chef Keith Button Hicks of Buttons. Keith, you ready to finish up the interview?
Spoonie.
Live with Trey and Keith.
I love it, man. I love it. What a great time.
So let's get back to your grandmother.
Yeah.
Your grandmother's.
Yes.
I thought that was a really cool story. So let's back up. We were churning butter, and we got off from churning butter to.
Yeah. So grandma I called her Huff. Her name was Ruth Anderson, so I called her Huff. She nicknamed me Buttons. From Huntington, West Virginia, and she's more, like I said, like a classic cook. She made the potato rolls, the cakes and everything from scratch.
Yeah.
It was always a good time for everybody to come home, like during the holidays, and she would cook for like 3 or 4 days, and man, we would just scrub. Yeah. So that was the whole experience of like what Buttons was all about. And so then you had my grandmother from Alabama.
Right.
Man, she was a different beast.
Both of them cooked,
but my grandmother from Alabama, she
cooked with delicious stuff.
Delicious stuff. So she, Alabama, tin roof, no central air, one fan. So she would be up cooking like 3:30, 4 in the morning. She'd cook for the whole day because it was cool.
Oh, you had to cook everything in the morning
to beat the heat.
Beat the heat, and the humidity.
Right, and then we'd just leave everything on the stove in these I call them magic pots because they fed people all day. My cousins, uncles, everybody would come and get these plates of food out of these little small pots.
Right,
and it seemed like they would just keep carrying on. So, that's the fried green tomatoes and all of the cool stuff.
That's your earliest memories. Those were cast iron skillets.
Cast iron skillets.
Real cast iron skillets.
Real cast iron skillets.
Now you can buy some that aren't really cast iron. They kind of
already treated and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So she had one that was for a fish. One was for a chicken, and then she had one that was just kind of like whatever. And so what people don't understand is, when you heat up the cast iron, it opens up and the oil goes down in the pores.
Right.
And so when it cools off, that flavor is trapped in there.
Seasons it.
Right. So that's why you have the separate one for fish, one for chicken.
Okay.
And then you always had you had 2 magical cans that sat on the stove. One that had the chicken bacon grease and all the other stuff.
Right.
And then one that had the fish grease.
Yeah, my granddad, and my grandma that used to, we've been in the ranching business for 170 years. And my dad said my grandma and granddad at the ranch headquarters in the 40s and 50s used to keep a big old pot of bacon grease.
Yeah.
And she'd use that for pretty much everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, for whatever was needed for whatever. That's just the right thing to do.
Man.
The bacon grease is just the right thing to do.
Isn't it funny how people ate like that back in those days, and yet the health issues weren't nearly as severe as they are nowadays?
Right. Well, that's because all the additives and stuff they're
prepackaged foods and stuff.
Prepackaged food.
Yeah.
I mean, conspiracy theories, are all over the place. But, when they started putting they started really hooking up these computers. And you remember, like, before, like, when you have to scan the card and save points, they're actually tracking and seeing what you're eating also. So if they wanted to see that companies wanted to see what you were buying, so they could wanted to see what who was eating what was doing this, and so
they could tell age group and everything, couldn't they?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So just got all kinds of data about you, and
and here we are today.
Yeah. Right. So you start talking about organic or inorganic. Okay, organic. Okay, that means wash the hell out the vegetables. Baptize thee in the name of I'm going to grub on you.
That's right.
Baptize eggplant down.
That's right.
Feed them, cut it, feed it.
That's right.
So now it's like everybody's on these catchphrases: organic, black Angus beef,
right.
Blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Man, wow.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy.
You've really got to watch where your food comes from nowadays too, boy, because you never know. Remember that lettuce scare that happened a while back?
By the romaine?
Boy, if a lot of these guys using small farms, they didn't have that problem. But that was a bad deal.
Yeah, big bad deal.
Woo,
you get a hold of some of that stuff. But I mean, who's to tell? Like,
I know you can't.
That kind of stuff, like, you just got to entrust that people understand what food is, understand it's for the nourishment of your body. People are not, mistreating it.
Right.
Try to do it, try to cook it the way
you
you
love
want.
on it.
Yeah.
You gotta love it.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. And you can't be angry and mad about it.
You got to be passionate about what you're doing in the kitchen, and you got to love what you're doing.
You got to be.
If you're not, you shouldn't be there. That's what I always say.
Exactly.
Because it ain't going to come out right.
Right.
If you're there just for a paycheck as a chef, it's not going to be right anyway. But you can tell those guys. You and I both can tell them.
Right.
You can tell them right away.
Exactly. And you want to say to, that my thing is, every day that you get up and put your pants on, you're either putting your pants on because you want to be a cook, or you put your pants on because you're aspiring to be a chef.
Right.
And there's a big difference the way you tighten up your belt.
It is right. And there's a big difference too. If you go when you feel terrible, you're hungover or you're sick or whatever, you got to go to work and make it happen.
Still got to do it.
That's the difference in that too.
There's a big difference.
And you know how call-offs are.
No quit.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no. Don't have call-offs in the kitchen now.
No. I remember when I first started cooking, called out a couple of times because my shift was like 4 a.m. to 12 at the mess hall.
Oof.
I called out a couple of times, because still partying and they hadn't hit me yet. And then somebody else called out one time, and then it like clicked because everybody had to step up.
Because you were there at that time.
Right, and everybody had to step up and, split that shift. And then I said, wow, I get it.
Now you get it.
I get it.
All right, let's talk about your stints. Now, you've done 3 stints for the Food Network, 3 or 4?
3.
Different shows?
Different shows.
All different shows, I know that. So can we go through that for a few minutes?
Sure.
So let's see, what was your first show with Food Network?
The first show was Phone Down. No, the first show
over.
Yeah, the first show was what was it? The Heat Seekers.
Heat Seekers.
Right, the Heat Seekers with Roger Mookin and Aaron Sanchez.
That's right. They came to your restaurant, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
Did one out there.
So tell us what happened.
Man, that was cool. So we did the wangs, and it was so funny because Aaron said he had went out on a date. He was with a girl, and talking about like, where you want to go. She was like, take me to Buttons, and he was like, I'm going there tomorrow to do this show. And so
that's funny.
That is funny.
So you was going there tomorrow to do the show,
right?
And the girl he met wanted to go there for dinner.
Right. She wanted to go out there, and eat over, somewhere at dinner. So that was pretty funny.
That's funny. Awesome.
So they came in. We had to get ghost peppers and all this stuff. So I did some turned up wangs, my wangs, and we did that, and that show went well. And then so. Like about a week later, they were on Good Morning America, and they had all these hot foods, and they took the wings.
Okay.
And they was like, okay, these wings are from Texas. Now, and Roger's like, no, these are the wangs.
That's right.
The wangs,
The wangs.
I was able to get that on there. I was able to submit that. That's still that
awesome.
Recipe is still on the Food Network recipe.
Oh, that's awesome.
As, wings and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
So that was the first one, and the second one.
And then the second one was. Dun, 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 Mystery Diners.
That's right.
So we did the Mystery Diners. That was pretty cool how they came in there and set it all up and stuff, And
how'd that go? Tell me what the process was. That they came in, they put a bunch of cameras up, right?
Yeah, they put a lot of cameras up, and that is true. It's real TV, and it's true.
It's real TV, and it's true.
And they put these cameras all up, and they watched the people go through all this stuff, and the interesting scenario. We had this general manager who was ex-military, and he was trying to be like, rock hard,
right.
Yeah, Sergeant better do it or I'm making you do push-ups or run around the building. Yeah.
Sergeant better do it.
Sergeant better do it. And that's what happened. That's what went down, man. He was making cats do push-ups and running around the building.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Gotta catch that show. It's pretty good.
You're lucky you didn't get sued.
Right, for sure. For sure. So we had to reel that cat back in like, yo, bro, you need to calm down. Simmer down now. Yeah. He had to break him down, yo. So that was funny. And so then the last one was Guy's Grocery Games.
That's right. Guy's Grocery Games.
And that one was pretty cool. Got to go out there and meet Guy Fieri. And,
yeah. You went out there, you flew out to San Francisco.
Yes.
And went to the Guy's Grocery Games. What people don't know about this show is it looks like a real grocery store, which it is.
It is.
But it's a grocery store inside a warehouse.
Exactly.
Right.
And I mean, you go in there, you got people.
Cameras, lights, just like here.
Yeah. People washing the veggies and spraying and, looking, all that stuff. It's just like, it's like walking in Whole Foods.
Yeah. And you had to.
Or Central Market.
Our Central Market. So, and you had, that was an all day deal, right?
Yes.
So they put you in a trailer.
2-day deal. Yeah,
2-day deal. 2-day deal.
2-day deal.
So what's funny is that people think, 30 minutes, you're in, that's not what happened.
No, it's like a 2-day deal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a continuous filming. All right, let's shoot again. I mean, the cooking is, when you start cooking, that's live.
That's real time.
Yeah, but, some of Guy's introductions and stuff like that, you have to redo it
right.
it, but.
Yeah,
that's the
he's pretty
deal.
good. He's pretty on point about everything he does. Though. He's sharp.
He is.
He's good. So you say you were out there. You were in the trailer. Then you went in. You went to the Guys Grocery Game started, and you had to do a whole lot of extra filming, right?
Yeah. So it's like I'm not in army shape like I used to be. So they have you like running down these aisles, picking up stuff, and they're like, all right, run down this aisle, all right, and stop. All right, take a breath, Keith. So it's like you're like dying, man. Like seriously. Yeah. So it's like, all right, what was that? Okay, we need to shoot Keith again. He's got to do it again. All right, hey Keith, we're gonna need you running around the store. I'm like, okay. That paramedic tell that cat to be ready. Be ready, cat. So you run around and do that again, and then you're sweating, and then you get like when you're running to get in the food, like you got like literally like a half hour to cook.
Right.
Run around, get your ingredients, boom, 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 get back, chop, and then present like 4 plates.
And when you were there, didn't one of the contestants cut themselves?
Yeah, man, my man Justin, he cut himself. Excuse me, on the last the go round, and they had to stop. That took about a half hour, and so my shrimp, was barbecue. This cat beat me on barbecue tofu.
Barbecue.
Yeah,
wait, what?
Oh, okay. I was in San Francisco. I was in the Bay Area.
But let's just. I'm not knocking any kind of because all food's good,
right.
But for me and my flavor palette, I've tried tofu. Now I know tofu only takes on the taste you give it.
Right.
It only takes on the flavor that you give it.
Right.
So he beat you with a. But
he spoke some tofu, and and I had so the deal was it was the pyramid thing, and so. We couldn't use the meat owl or the fish owl.
Okay.
Well, ain't nobody say nothing about that frozen owl. So I went over there, got me some shrimp out the frozen, unthawed it. Threw it on, got it rolling on the grill and stuff. And so, man down. The bleeder. So they had to stop. So they stopped the show for about a half hour, about 40 minutes. And meanwhile, my shrimp were like, sitting over there on the side like.
They were getting hard as a rock.
Yeah, hard as a rock. And so when the guy when it was time for the taste, he's like, the shrimp, Keith, your shrimp were like petrified. I was like, yeah, well, I didn't want to say, well, yeah, but it was cool, man. I took second place though.
That's all right.
Yeah,
can't win them all.
I got a plate out of the deal signed by Guy.
That's right. He's a good guy though.
Yeah, he's cool,
awesome.
Man. He's cool as hell.
He's awesome.
But it was just a cool experience just to be able to do that,
Yeah, it is.
And hang out.
Yeah. So what is, and I know the only reason I said that about the filming is because I know whenever I do one of my food episodes and we're filming, it's sometimes 1-2 day deal. It takes a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
easy.
No. The only one shot deals you have is when you do something for Fox or on one of the news networks.
Right.
And you've got you got to do a one shot take, man.
Right.
But other than that stuff's all
right. It's like
lots of work.
Lots of work.
People think that stuff's easy.
It is not.
It's not easy. TV makes it look easy to the average person, but all that's built into that is a lot of work. A lot of people say, "Well, I want to be where they are," but to get where they are is a lot of work. It's a lot of 7-day a week, a lot of 24-hour days, 18-hour days. They don't understand.
That Mystery Diners took about 3 days. I mean, they came in, they filmed people like in there tasting the food. Then, the scenarios of going through it, and then the last part. And I mean, it's like literally we were done at 2:30 in the morning, and I had a catering for 1,500 people down in Fort Worth. So I was cooking some of the stuff out at Addison.
Okay.
So as soon as they were done, it was just me. I mean, I had no help, all the other cooks. So I had to knock out like about 3 different things, get it going. And finally somebody came and picked it up and took it to XTO Energy.
That was downtown Fort Worth.
Yeah, lunch, and it was a lunch.
1,500 people?
1,500 people.
You're a rock star, baby.
Yeah, Cat, I was rocked out. Yeah, I was rocked out. That's for sure. I was done.
But see, I'm saying people don't see a lot of behind the scenes. All they see is the finished product.
Right, finished product.
Yeah.
Honey, pass me the popcorn. Trey and Keith are on right now.
That's right. That's right.
Pass the popcorn. Look, honey.
So tell me, when you're not chefing and you're not there, what is your favorite thing to do? What is your favorite thing to do for Keith? Not being a chef, just being Keith.
I like to fish. I haven't been fishing in a couple of years, but bowling.
Take stress away.
Yeah, go visit the grandkids.
See, you have that about you. You can relax. I can't sit and hold a fishing pole. I'll kill somebody. I just can't. My motor's running.
I hear you
all the time.
Oh man,
like this.
That's sometimes it's so cool to just chill.
Yeah, it's good. Now I can go out. And feed my cattle and go out and talk to them, be with my horses for a couple hours, walk around the horses and do all that stuff. But I just can't sit still with a fishing rod in my hand. I don't know why. Never have been able to.
And you stay busy too, Trey.
I stay busy.
Stay busy.
I got to, baby.
I be sitting there like, getting up and you be like, out here, I see you like with the cows and stuff like cat. I'm like, man, this cat right here,
I get up about 3:30, 4 o'clock, sometimes 3 every morning. And I work on about 4 or 5 hours sleep at night. If I'm lucky, every once in a while I'll get 6 or 7, but I feel like I can do after that, but I just don't have, there's so much stuff I do,
Right.
being all over the place, and now with the new show, it's but I enjoy bringing. I love chefs, and I love what chefs do, and I want to marry the people with the chefs and the restaurants that house it, and that's why I do it. So it's a career I chose, just like you chose your career.
Right. Yeah, and it's so cool, man. It's and Trey, you've always been in the mix, man. And I appreciate everything you've done for me and the chefs Fort Worth as well, man.
You've
always kept it rocking.
I appreciate it. So what do you got on the books for the next, do you think exciting for the next 6 months? Do you any events? I know you got Fort Worth Food and Wine Festival probably.
Right. We got that coming up. I've got, let's see, what else do I have? I don't have the literature, but I'll tag you on it so we can get it out there. But I've got an event coming up in Arlington in April. It's going to be pretty cool.
You can't remember all that anyway.
I can't. I mean, it's
you got to cook.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff to do. And
get the new menu out.
New menu out.
Got to get that out.
New menu out.
New menu
out.
New menu for buttons.
Right. Coming out.
And also you got grandkids. How many grandkids you got?
I have three.
Three grandkids.
Two granddaughters and one grandson.
And you see them quite a bit. I see them climb all over you.
Yeah, man. And, you go over there to my son here, and you are a trampoline for about an hour and a half. And you come out of there until you can't take no more of them jumping on you and like, all right, okay, all right, guys, next time.
That's all right.
Yeah,
and that's here in Fort Worth.
Yeah, they live in Euless.
That's awesome.
And my other granddaughter lives in Floresville.
Also, so I want to talk to you. I don't know if we've hit on this or not, but I want to talk to you real quick about the soul and the music at Buttons.
Yes,
because I think that is. Let me back up a little bit. I think what you have at Buttons is a very unusual concept that a lot of people would like to have, but they can't have because they don't have the ambiance combined with the soul food. Combined with the people that come in there. The whole thing is a package deal. And it's hard. It would be hard for a lot of people to emulate that in another restaurant, in another location.
Right.
It's the food.
Correct.
It's you, obviously. It's the food, the soul food, the real soul food, not something out of a box or something they pretend to be soul food. It's real soul food.
Right.
And it's the authentic music. You get music from people come from all over the United States to play there, right?
Yes.
They drive. I know. One time.
People there from Louisiana.
Yeah, I got a message to someone. From Mississippi or something. Yeah. And so you play all kind of
cover band.
Yeah, tell us all kind of music you play there. You play.
Well, we play. I mean, like right now, we have blues every Wednesday.
Yeah, blues every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday night we got blues. So that's been working out really well.
Yeah.
And Thursday night is ladies' night. Yeah, come and get your groove on. Your groove on. And then Friday night is, and any of these nights are, mostly it's like a lot of soul music and R&B type.
Right.
But we've had country there. We've had some.
Didn't work as well though.
But I mean, it was. But you know what? It's for Trey. For me, man, music is universal.
You know the way I feel about it. That's the same way I feel about it.
Yeah, it brings us all together. Same thing with food, man. I mean, music. If you just take the time and just listen,
it'll talk to you.
It'll talk to you.
Give me some chicken and waffles.
Yeah, give me some. However you want to do it, whether you picking or you thumping, it's all saying the same thing.
That's right. I also love your chicken, by the way. Just a regular chicken.
Yeah, the chicken. Chicken is not bad.
It's not bad. So you have music 5 nights a week.
Saturday.
You have on Sunday too for brunch.
Yeah, we got it on Sunday for brunch. Sunday brunch is kind of like laid back, like usually like a little jazz mix.
Right.
Sometimes
I like jazz.
And sometimes we do we do a little gospel.
That's
sometimes.
Good.
So
that's all good.
Keep it all Jesus up in there, which is a beautiful thing.
We all need that, believe you.
All need that.
There's a new song. I love it. It's a new country song, and he's the guy. It's country, Texas country, and it's he says I need Jesus whiskey, and I'm not sure which.
Who sings that?
Oh, that's a good song though.
I'm have to check that out.
I need Jesus whiskey, and I'm not sure which. Oh, that's great.
Oh yeah,
because one's definitely different than the other.
Oh, no doubt.
You're talking about being here.
Right. And they both
debauchery, the church. Which one do you want to do?
They both take you to levels.
Some of them do this all day long.
Yeah, all day long.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then wonder how they get where they are.
Right. Man, what the? Yeah, for sure.
So tell me, you have how many chefs you have in your kitchen?
Man, I have
let's say cooks or chefs, whatever you want.
I've got probably like about 7.
Yeah,
7, 8.
And how do you keep that steam engine on the track?
It's rough, and I mean, so you've got.
So let me ask you a question. So if I'm a young chef and I'm coming to you and I want to learn what would be your talk to me if I want to say I want to open up a restaurant, Keith? Tell me how to do it. Tell me how to run my back of the house. What would be the tips you'd give somebody?
Keep your knife sharp. Go in there and handle up. Learn how to cut your phone off. Just basically.
But are true about the phone. That is true. You ought to leave the phone out of the kitchen. That's just
right. But yeah, basically, man, just go in there and just it's one thing what you learn in the kitchen or in school.
Right.
School is a whole different ballgame. You get these cats come in and they want to show you how they carved up an apple.
Yeah.
For the interview. Like, all right, bro. Don't worry about that. We'll see what it looks like on this front line. It's like Saving Private Ryan on that line. Saving Private Ryan. You know what I'm saying? On that line. Yeah. So let's see what you got when you get on that line. Yeah. So it's, and we have an open kitchen too. So it's like
you can see everything.
Right. You're about to get hit.
I'm an opponent of that. I think that all kitchens should be open. I don't like kitchens being hit. You don't know what's going on.
Right.
I want it open and friendly.
Right. Open so they can see it. You can see them.
I think it's a friendlier atmosphere.
Oh, for sure.
When a whole restaurant's open, the kitchen's open, all the stations are open, front of the house, back of the house. You can see everything. That's what I like.
And that's the way it should be.
It's also part of the ambience, Keith. You can see that line moving. You can see everybody moving, everybody working. It's part of the experience, the dining experience, in my opinion.
And I say, I tell them all the time, you guys, you got to make it look like controlled chaos. I know it's chaos, but people are watching.
Control it, baby.
Controlled chaos.
That's right.
Stay focused.
I've seen y'all back there when you're knee deep in greens back there. I know.
Oh yeah, it gets a little silly.
And you keep it clean.
Yeah,
man. I don't know. Y'all just motivate back there.
Yeah, got to keep it
hollering back and forth. Communication. That's a big thing.
Communication. We're talking about getting some headsets now because it's really hard to talk from the expo to talk to the line with that music.
Oh yeah. Oh, when it's loud.
Oh yeah. It's super loud. So. You've got that, that ticket machine. Man, the other day we were on a 3-hour wait.
Oh my!
2.5, 3 hour, and people waited. And so
how did you put how'd you put that fire out?
You just got to. Okay, so I had full rail of tickets.
Full rail tickets, and hang on. Let's be fair now. Your rail's not 2 feet.
No, these rails.
Your rail's about 7 or 8 or 9 feet long.
Yeah, full rail all the way down. I had a ticket necklace.
Yeah. Did you really?
Yeah. And they were still coming out of the machine.
And you got them all out.
Yeah.
But I here again, I think that's part of, first of all, you get slammed there. You do a lot of business.
Right. Because
it's you and because people want to come see you. Hang on, let me stop real quick before we finish this story. I'm going to tell you real quick. I was in one night at Button's eating, listening to some music, just trying to get my groove on, which I don't, I'm about as limber as a damn 2x4. I said, where's Keith? I want to see Keith. And where's Keith? Well, we were there 2 hours, had our drinks, or eating, and you still didn't come out. And then finally, when you did come out, you told me, you said, I can't come out of the kitchen times like this. I have to make the whole walk all the way around the place. It's like a show walk. I ain't got time I got to run the kitchen.
Yeah, because you can't just beeline to one table because other tables get offended. Right. So it's like, oh, Keith don't want to say hi to me? Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's like you got to make sure that, you ain't got no roux working.
Yeah.
Nothing's burning in the back.
Right.
You can step away. The kitchen's cool.
Right.
Then you come out.
Because you're not coming back anytime soon.
Because it's about a 45-minute.
Yeah.
45-minute walk.
Yeah. So how'd you get? So you had all the tickets up there, taking necklace, and then where'd you go from there? What'd you do?
Just
banged it out.
Just bang it out. Just try to keep the spirits of the cats up back in the bag. Meanwhile, you're running out of stuff and trying to reheat stuff on the fly, and it was chaos. War.
You got music.
It's a friendly war. But it's
music, alcohol.
I would rather have
spirits.
Yeah. I would rather have that war and problems with too many people than not enough.
No, you don't want the latter party. You do not. Yeah.
Right.
You don't be sitting there and wondering about why everybody's coming in. Crickets.
Right. Crickets.
What we say a while ago, crickets.
Yeah. If you set up on a Friday or Saturday night, and you look out there and you got nothing but crickets,
you in trouble.
You better start inviting some turtles and lizards.
If you got
tell them to bring their cards.
If you got crickets on a Friday and Saturday night in a restaurant, you in big. You gotta find somebody to pay your bills.
Right, but ask for the iguana family to come on up in there.
The landlord's going to be there with that sign in a few weeks. What says this tenant's been locked out? Well, bam, slam on the front door, change the locks.
Bubba.
The old Sanford and Son, the musical star, because they're going to come take everything out of there.
Yeah, for sure. That's a bad feeling.
So you got that done, and you got it all done, and you were excited.
Yeah.
And so what do you got on the books? Who's is it? Is it all soul this week or R&B? What do you got playing over there?
I haven't really. I don't even know. But I mean, if you're looking, you go to buttonsrestaurant.com. Yeah. We've got all that.
That's
stuff
what I was getting at right there. I want some promotion out of you, baby. Some promotion.
Oh boy. So right now I've got some new partners and stuff, some new owners, and Curtis Looper and Brian Overstreet.
That hasn't changed anything a bit.
No,
nothing a bit at all. No one even. Yeah, there wasn't. No.
And it's a beautiful thing. So it's a matter of the new.
It's a new marriage.
It's a new marriage, and it's it's a matter of us like getting together and just filling each other out and just moving on. So it's like, we got to change, guys, because we've done it 10 years,
right? And
we're still struggling on some issues,
right?
So let's get it together and.
Yeah.
Let's get ready to take this thing to a new level.
All right, buddy. Keith, man, I appreciate you being here so much. You can find me at TreysChowdown.com, Trey's Chowdown Live, and Trey's Chowdown on Facebook. All social media sites. You can find Keith at Keith Button Hicks.
That's right. Look me up. Come see me at Buttons, and
Buttons.
We'll kick it like Van Damme, and
that's
love, peace, and chicken grease.
Till next Friday, y'all. Appreciate you. See you.
Peace.
This is the only 24-hour take-anywhere platform dedicated to food and fun.
Man.
Here's Spoonie.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. President Trump may soon